You better not ask for nothing. 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 Feeding you greatness, everything you need. Pull up to the table and fulfilled you'll be. We got the last week for the culture and what's trending. Foolishness and friends, everything in between.
But y'all not listening when we say don't ask for nothing. Whatever you need,
anything, everything, all things,
you'll be fulfilled right here. Tune in, turn up.
Turn up.
What's good, everybody? It's Keem. It's Money. Oh, and this is We Have That and What's good, everybody?
Hola, hola, eh.
Hola, oh.
Okay.
Yes, turn up.
Yes, it's winter again in the Northeast.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And are you guys okay? Are you surviving?
We are surviving.
Are you a survivor?
I was immediately right now like.
And that's for Moni, Geesh, D-Town, NYCPA. Oh, that's Whitney at the awards.
Yeah. Whitney will forever be a vibe. I saw the clip, the infamous clip of her and Bobby Brown's when they was buying the shades. They're just so funny. Like, she was just a funny ass person.
Yes, she was. Did you ever watch that show?
I never watched it while it was on. I caught it after, but then I was trying to get through the season, but I never got through it. But it's very entertaining. I want to go back.
Very much entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. It's classic, and it still goes. It still goes.
That's her move right there. A little. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. That was one of my favorites.
Oh, that's the moment. That's the moment everybody can get into.
Ah!
Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Who we got? We got the Cornage in the building. What up, Corn?
I will, that episode where I think I watched that clip, I think on YouTube many times, where she was talking to Bobby and they were doing makeup or something like that. And she said something about being with another guy, and then she tried to like clean it up real quick. I forgot it. I thought I knew it better than that, so I'm gonna shut up.
Listen, that's hilarious, but it's a classic moment. I watched that show in real time. I didn't even realize what I was watching.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
I didn't even realize what I was watching in that moment.
They treated that shit.
Listen, very entertaining to say the least.
In other TV news, do you watch Bridgerton? I've been watching season 2 and I want to marry a Viscount, okay?
Is it not disappointing?
No, it's not at all, because Shonda knows what the fuck she's doing. You don't even think about what was happening last season. And you know what's funny? The angle is, it's called Bridgerton, which is the Bridgerton family. So then the girl got married or whatever. Now they're focusing on the rest of the family getting married. So it's still juicy. And they got.
I seen it and I was pissed that he wasn't in it no more, the original guy. I did not click it. Well, but Shonda doesn't disappoint.
Does not.
So I'm not surprised.
It's juicy. It's still good. Definitely watch it. I highly recommend. I also watched this. I went through the little, and we're about to have a whole Oscar conversation, but I went through the little Oscar list to see the movies or whatever, and I picked one, and I'm like, let me watch it. What the fuck is it called? The movie with Ben Affleck? It's called.
Oh, like the one where he's with his younger self?
No.
On Netflix?
It's on Netflix, but it's nothing about a younger self.
Yes, it is.
I watched the movie. How the fuck
you
see the movie?
You didn't watch the movie.
You don't even shut up. Because now, how you got, first of all, I'm mad at the tone you took with me. Ben Affleck, Netflix.
I'm on it. Ben Affleck Netflix movie.
Don't play with me.
Is it 2022?
You know it is. Deep Water, anyway.
I think you're right.
I am right. I know what the fuck I saw with my eyeballs.
It's Deep Water?
It's Deep Water. Okay, spoiler alert. I was watching the movie. My mother came over. She told me she had already watched the movie. I was like, yo, I've been watching this movie. I'm about an hour and something in.
It's Hulu.
My bad, Hulu. Sorry.
That's why I didn't see it. I think he has something on Netflix. One of them men, but they all the same to me.
We were both wrong in our own right. I apologize because I was strong. It's that's Ryan Reynolds with the younger self. Okay.
There we go.
Thank you.
What's good?
Hey. So the Deep Water shit. Okay. So I was watching it about an hour and something in, had no idea what the fuck it was about. Spoiler alert, I'm going to give it away. It's basic. I did not watch the end, I don't think. It's basically like a cuckold relationship, which I guess you get to see like on TV. I never knew how the shit might work, but it's interesting because she is a woman, like, and the woman they got is very beautiful woman. Like, I think anybody would find her like very beautiful and like the way she moves and like whatever. So like she's this woman, she has a bunch of affairs. He knows that she's cheating, flaunts it in front of him. They're like at events, like he knows, and then he's still in the house. They have a daughter. He's cooking for the daughter, bringing her to school, telling the woman that she loves him, that he loves her. They don't sleep in the same bedroom. They talk to each other nice sometimes, nasty sometimes. So I'm like, yo, why are y'all together? Like, why does it keep going? And
it's giving Will and Jada, but go ahead. Why
does it keep going? And she said to him one day, they were like arguing or whatever. She was like, you would be so fucking bored if you weren't with me. Ooh. And he did not say anything. She was out.
But she's not giving him anything, and not more than sex, but relationship.
They were not having sex. They didn't even sleep in the bedroom.
So more than the sex, because a lot of couples, even with healthy relationships, have separate bedrooms. That's another conversation. But so was she giving him communication, entertainment, dinner?
I think he was cooking and doing all the things. She would have guys over the house and he would cook dinner for them and be like, this is my husband. And she would go, I'm going to leave you with him for a little while. She would go up, whatever. And then one day the daughter was downstairs and they were having dinner with this other guy. And she was like, oh, and then she tells the girl like, oh, it's time for you to go to bed. And then she tells the little girl, daddy's going to read you a bunch of bedtime stories when you go to bed so that he could be in the room with the little girl and she could do whatever the fuck she's doing downstairs with dude. So I'm like, he hated it. He started killing the guys, but
you better give the whole damn show away.
But I'm like, why not just break up? Because he obviously got something out of that relationship. I can't see what it is. That's
it was for the kid
of the movie. But it's like that was enticing for him. The fact maybe that he couldn't capture her, that he couldn't get her, that she was always like some elusive or whatever. Because there were like hints in the movie about her being a woman that you can't control.
It was for the baby that they stayed together. I know this story in real life.
No. The people didn't give a fuck about that. He loved her and she loved the lifestyle that he allowed her to lead. It's very interesting, but very much Will and Jada. Will is caught the fuck up. Okay.
Speaking of,
we should have named this motherfucking episode Cuckold Will.
Listen, if y'all ain't see the Oscars, I'm sure y'all been hearing about it for the last 2 days. Everybody's worn out and over the conversation. Now we have other actors, major actors who are weighing in. We got Alec Baldwin, who just shot and killed that woman and shot the director, coming at Will. We got no shade. He called it the Jerry Springer Show. Well, what the fuck you call your shooting on the set? Compton?
We have to get into it.
City of Compton. Did you see Beyonce's performance though?
Didn't. Everything overshadowed Beyonce. I didn't even know what the fuck she was.
Nothing can overshadow Beyonce. She said, everybody, where we at? City of Compton.
What was she singing? Does she have songs out? Like
she has the soundtrack song to the Williams movie that Will won that night.
But I don't know that song. Like it was never a single or anything. Why don't
No, it was not a single. It plays on the credits of the movie. And I just started watching the movie after we talked to our shorty here.
Everybody said it was amazing.
And it's good. I haven't even finished it, but it's good. And I didn't finish it because I work and I have to sleep.
I hear that.
But yeah, it's not a major song. You wouldn't know it if you're not.
I know she was dressed like a tennis ball on that damn.
She was giving tennis ball, and then she showed up. Then she showed up at the show with a tennis ball purse.
Isn't she fucking funny?
Beyonce's going to be in character at all times.
She's a fucking clown, yo. It's so funny. Like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, could you be more fucking corny? Like, we get that it's a tennis movie, bruh. Like, you don't have to show up in fucking tennis ball green. It's
so hilarious. The full set that she was on was tennis ball.
I saw the picture.
And then she showed up in a tennis ball gown with a tennis ball as a purse.
It's so funny.
She was definitely in character, but the performance killed, of course. She don't disappoint.
I gotta pay back for that.
And then Blue Ivy came out in the performance at the end to perform as well.
What the fuck did she perform?
She just danced. She danced with the dancers.
That's cute.
So the Oscars happened. I only tuned in for Beyonce, but I watched past that. It was Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, and what's the black woman comedian?
What are you talking about?
The host of the show.
Oh, I have no idea.
I know.
I'm gonna catch it though.
What is her name? Oh my God. She was good. I mean, they were good with their openers.
Mm-hmm. Was Chris just a presenter or was he also?
He was just a presenter. Okay. It was 3 women hosts. And
that's a
Regina Hall. Oh
yeah.
Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful, ageless, timeless.
Amazing. They all opened. She had a Will joke as well because she started collecting men on the stage for her COVID protocol which was to go backstage and she was going to do her own testing. And then she made a joke about Will and Jada, Jada giving approval for Will to go back with her. But the highlight that everybody is talking about is
William. Why the fuck did you punch Chris Rock slap? Oh, it was an open hand slap. I thought it was a punch. Why the fuck did you slap Chris fucking Rock in his face? Like, what is happening?
It should have. Oh God, I thought it was fake. I thought it was like a movie.
A bit. And I was like, these niggas are some good ass motherfucking actors. They are acting right now. They're acting like.
I still have not seen the picture of them connecting. Like I've seen Chris thrown to the side. I've seen Will swinging his hand. But that was wild. That was very wild.
So let's all right. There's so many different things about this incident. I don't know why. Like everybody is not interested in talking about this shit the way that I am.
Right.
Because I was trying to have a conversation with my friend and he was just like, nah, it's everywhere. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. So one, like what makes a man of Will Smith's prestige, character, public image, history. He's been to many, many award shows. He ain't new to this. He's true to this. And like, what gets a man to go up onto a stage and punch? He's a black man. Punch another established, seasoned black man about a joke about his wife's hair, and then sit down after that and pop shit in the audience like a nigga from Philly.
And by pop shit, you mean keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Okay.
He said it was a G.I. Jane joke. And he said, keep my wife's name. I said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. What took him there?
And you know what?
I agree with Cornage.
His pride and his wife. But so we all saw the clip and we agree that Will was laughing at the joke. Peep Jada's stank face rolling her eyes, didn't like the joke. And then Will has to spring into action and he goes on stage and slaps Chris Rock. So, like, Will has never heard a joke about himself before. So, like, some of the questions that came up for me are like, one, you know Chris Rock is a comedian. You don't have an inch of respect for what he does for his job. That could have been a conversation after the show. You weren't even heated mad like that because you were just laughing at the joke.
And
second-hand mad off your wife. So it's not like you were out of control crazy. Somebody made the Kanye comparison and I'm making the comparison as well. We know fucking Kanye is insane, literally bipolar. We know that he be drunk at these award shows. So when he runs up on the stage and does some shit, it's in line with the fucking shit that he does. I've never seen Will Smith do anything like this, and the anger wasn't even real. And I feel like it was very disrespectful to Chris Rock. Like, he's not somebody's little comedian. He's a grown fucking man who's been doing this for years.
People are attempting to tie it in with Chris previously making a joke at the Oscars. Audio has come out of Will saying that he talked to Chris about this previously.
And
I guess he talked to him about making the joke. I mean, about not making jokes and stuff about his family.
But do you get to do that? Like, get out of here.
No. The comedian battle has been going on for years since we've come into this cancel culture and this level of sensitivity with everybody right now. These jokes, you know, comedians feel limited because they're getting canceled for telling jokes. And we know from coming up, there was no limit on these jokes. Yeah. I seen, who's the comedian that just passed away? The black guy. Paul Mooney made jokes about Diana Ross being on drugs while her and her daughter was right there in the audience. And the daughter was a host of the show that time.
Because they used to make fun of everybody. And it was like, but this is like, are the people now too sensitive, or were we just like desensitized back then? I think that comedians are supposed to take like the ugly things and make you laugh about it. That's what it's always been. That's what a comedian does. So your wife is sitting in the fucking audience with a baldy, nigga. Somebody's gonna comment, like, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have to be your personal life. Alopecia, Kimi said it earlier, like, is alopecia that in the chat, he said, is alopecia that serious? I say no. Jada, if she has some secret cancer somewhere, then maybe this will be slightly more justified, but not really, because we don't all know your story, Will, and they're going to have jokes. And it's just, and that's the culture. I feel like that is part of the culture.
Right. If so for me,
that she was sick or something, then I'm sorry. Like, we're sorry.
Right.
But at the time, you were having a private thing going on, and we were making jokes because that's what the fuck we do.
Yeah. So everybody's saying it's torn. You know, he was taken up for his woman. That's what he needed to do. Blah, blah, blah. First off, the platform, that's not what anybody needed to do on that type of platform. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I don't think it's ride or die or holding down. I want to hear what y'all got to say, though. How did y'all feel about it? Like, were you on his side? Was it sexy? Was it ghetto? Was it like, what do y'all feel about it? Yeah, she's mentioned this alopecia. Her hair still grows in. As you see, Jada has always had a short cut. She still grows it out. Sometimes she's bald. Sometimes she wears her scarf. She has spoken that she wears the scarves because of the alopecia.
This is getting stupider and stupider to me by the minute. We live in a culture where women literally, with women who have full heads of fucking hair, wear wigs every day. Jada, if she didn't want to be out in the world with a bald head, she would not have to be.
There was a comedian that just said that, a white guy, so people were mad. People were mad that this white man said, put on a fucking wig if you have an issue. And I mean, it could definitely be insensitive. Losing your hair for anybody can be a sensitive thing, whether it's alopecia or stress or babies or whatever. People are devastated by that. But was this joke, which, okay, G.I. Jane is a bald-headed woman, but he didn't directly make a strong fighter of a woman is G.I. Jane,
Yes.
you know, which wasn't a direct joke to her head, to her hair loss at all.
And to be, no, I don't know. He's just, it was out of line. It was too much. And to me, Will is very corny to me. So that shit just seemed corny.
That's why he did it, because of people like you.
But no, and this is also all that we know. We've been talking shit about Will all 2021 and 2022.
That's why he went on the stage.
It was all pent up. I know people were saying that he was having a fucking breakdown, that he obviously was having a moment, got caught up, whatever. And then afterwards, he's apologizing to the Academy, crying, getting his award. I'm like, after you run up on stage,
he said, "Love make you do some crazy things."
No, he didn't.
In his acceptance speech.
No, he didn't. I didn't hear that.
But he didn't apologize to nobody.
He did. He sent the apology to Chris Rock online.
Yeah, online. Yeah. I was waiting for him to address it on the stage. Like, it should have been addressed right then and there.
And that's what I was like, yo, had that not been a classy ass Chris Rock, had that been a fucking Cat Williams, maybe a little Duval, or fucking anybody else, he would have would he have done it?
They clearly never listened to Indy Ivory, I Am Not My Hair, because he shouldn't have slapped him across his face for that. He said that the woman could be playing the new G.I. Jane, which means that she's out here whooping ass and fighting. It had nothing to do with, oh, you're a bald-headed scallywag from up the block. And I feel like, Jada, you don't know you a bad bitch with or without that hair?
But I want to know, did she say something to him? Like, what made him see her mood and then react in this way?
And, you know, everything is chopped up. From what I've seen, Chris had already told a joke before that had Will Smith open mouth laughing. And then he went into the G.I. Jane and he continued to laugh. So I don't know if he was caught in that moment and he had to think about it or what. But to walk up on that live stage in any moment at 56, a seasoned professional, and think to go slap a colleague who I know is one of your best homies because y'all done been in the industry together. And you know Chris got them crippled hands, so you took advantage.
Do Chris got
He got something going on. He hold them things.
That is, our people are getting old, yo.
It's just wow. And Chris never budged. He never budged.
And then didn't press charges afterwards. Should he press charges?
No, I wouldn't have either.
You would have to come have a personal conversation with me. Because there's no way I'm not going to retaliate. If I don't retaliate on that stage in that moment, something else is going to have to happen.
I'm sure they spoke outside. I'm sure they spoke outside of that. But wow. I just thought it was fake.
This is so funny. He said the lady who played G.I. Jane cheated on her husband with younger men, supposedly. Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, she was married to a younger man for a long time.
Yeah, she was married to Bruce Willis. She had all them babies, and then she went to Ashton Kutcher,
who was like 10 or 20 years younger than her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he left.
I'm familiar with all of them, but
she was obsessed with him.
Women are shaving their head every day. It doesn't even have to do with that disorder.
He doesn't. It's not like she's broke, can't afford a good wig. She can go buy any kind of hair and get any kind of wig installed that she wants to. So her outside that way is a choice. It is a choice. And when you go outside, and if she had a long flowing something and somebody made a joke about her looking like a horse, would he have done the same thing? Like, that's what comedians do. They make fun. You're sitting in the front. You go to
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yo, if you go to a regular comedy show and you sit up front, don't you expect to get roasted? Like, I'm not sitting in the front row of a fucking comedy show.
No, I'm not.
Good, I'm in the back.
It's been the culture it's been timeless. It's been on and on for years. Like, that's part of the jokes. Then people get roasted in that audience every year.
Every year. And if you were that sensitive about something that was going on with y'all, stay home, sit it out.
And them three ladies, they went in on that audience. Like, the jokes were crazy. So, like, even for me, when I was watching the opening monologue, I'm like, damn, they harsh. Like, I wouldn't want to be sitting up there. Like, they was making fun of their movies, making fun of their acting, making fun of family dynamics. They were making fun of everything. So for Chris to come up on there and say a joke that he did not write, it was presented to him by the writers of the show, and then get slapped for it just by saying that she could play G.I. Jane, and she don't work that much in the first place. I don't see why.
And that could have got her job, to be honest.
Because it happens that quick.
She looked good.
She looked good. They looked amazing. And I'm like, what's the offense in that? It's bald-headed women everywhere. I worked with a lady who was skin, and she was like, I just want to let you know I'm not sick. No. And I'm like, you're lying, but you rocking it. Go ahead on. Like, the bald heads go.
And we knew this for a long time. Go get you some big earrings and go about your business.
Yes.
Or go get you some hair and throw it on your head. I don't know. It was just very, 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 very weird to me. And then another thing that came up, Howard Stern, which who the fuck cares about Howard Stern? But he made a good point. He was like, why did Will Smith get away with this? He was like, where was security? Why did nobody run up on stage to support Chris Rock? And then he didn't say this part, but if Chris Rock was a white man, would security have come out then to help him? Like, nobody did nothing. And did nobody do nothing because that was Will Smith? And
right.
He compared that Will Smith privilege to Donald Trump privilege, which I don't know if I want to go that far. But he was saying Donald Trump gets away with a lot of stuff because of who he is and nobody intervenes and does anything. And it's Will Smith getting away with this because nobody intervened or did anything.
Right. Right.
Can you imagine if those were two different people? Like, seriously.
Jim Carrey, did you see what he said?
Somebody crazy was in the audience. What he said?
I know. I don't know what it was. People.
What did Jim Carrey say? Because I actually love him and I want to know.
Jim is 60 and no longer funny. So he's talking about if that would have happened to him, we would have been seeing a $200 million lawsuit the next morning because that video is forever.
If that
would have sued Will for $200 million.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
The next morning. And everybody said that. They be waking up with the neck brace on.
Because that's his reputation. Like, he's played him, yo. What are you doing? Like, they're old men. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
It's not a good look. And I feel like he's been going, and now people are saying, is it
have to get fucking Jaden and that little girl jumped or something? Like, something has to happen. Y'all can't be all peace and love and
Chris ain't said a word. I want to hear what he has to say.
And let's communicate and let's talk around the red table and work out our issues. And your husband is slapping niggas at award shows. Are they gonna talk? I've never watched that show in my life, but I'm gonna watch it now if they're gonna talk about it because I want to hear that shit.
Oh, they're going to red table talk it, which is whack.
Are they really?
Yes.
Good.
They're going to red table talk it.
I want Jada to be like, yeah, I whispered in his ear, go get him, daddy.
I feel like he's going to backpedal on everything he decided to do in that moment.
How can you backpedal on smacking somebody? What's the backpedal?
And you had Samuel L. Jackson dapping him up. You had Tyler Perry and Denzel comforting him. Y'all ain't go check on Chris's jaw.
I don't like it. That shit went down like that because he likes it.
I would have went the fuck home that night. And then he was partying in the party, dancing, doing Big Willie style. With the award in his hand.
Getting jiggy with it.
Jim Carrey was like, how could they have done a standing ovation for him once he won that award after slapping that man? Like, it was almost like people were numb. And I'm like, that's protocol, I feel like. I don't think people tied that all together. Because even when he was cursing him out, like you seen Lupita, like, I don't think people tied it all together. And when you see, do you think that people really hate Chris?
I was just thinking that. I was like,
everybody hates Chris.
And you said that shit before, and you were like, the other people. I'm like, yo, do people just not fuck with Chris Rock? But like,
he's been up there doing them jokes for years. Maybe people don't fuck with him.
Well, who cares? That's his job.
That's his job.
Work. Like, is he gonna come onto Will's movie set or whatever? And you know what? To be honest, Wilford, when you be trying to do these big dramatic movies, you're not that good. 7 pounds sucks.
Now we hate Will. Now we just hate his acting.
Sucks. I knew the whole movie. He be trying to act real hard. Okay. The last good movie, Will, is when you was hitting with I Am Legend. That is a legendary movie.
Oh, they're supposed to be remaking it.
Remaking it? Not a remake?
With a new actor.
Oh, it just came out.
And he's guiding him.
Stop.
Yeah. Everything's a remake. We don't get nothing original no more. Jim Carrey, I don't know. It's a mess. Alec Baldwin called it the Jerry Springer show.
What? People been hating Chris because he let his wife.
Now, is this a real fact? Is this a real fact? Because now I'm going to have to go do my Googles.
I don't know. I'd never heard this before.
I'm weak.
No idea. But yes, I don't. I definitely want to tune into Red Table Talk because I also think, like, did he go home and talk to his family and then issue that apology? Like, were they looking at him like he's crazy, or were they like, yes, Dad?
I wanted to see what Jada was feeling. Like, did she say yes? Or did she say, what the fuck are you doing? Did she do the Beyonce, like, while Solange was whooping at it?
Pulling up her dress and moving to the side. Like,
okay, like, what was Jada's reaction? They said she made a statement, but I ain't been clicking on these damn links to see what people talking about.
I wanted to see in that moment what she did. Like, yo, stop, chill. Like, or was she just like,
yeah, like, did she do the Beyonce Little Mama? Like, no.
That's mine.
Don't do it.
I'm going to
stick beside him. Because people were blaming Jada, saying that it was toxicity that led him to run up there and whoop on that man. And you can't put that on Jada. Like, she didn't find the joke funny, maybe. We don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she didn't even fucking hear the joke. That's why she had a straight face. Who knows? But
she heard it.
There was a full essay on Jada's toxicity, which led Will to march up there. And I don't think that that's fair either. You don't know what led to him. Not the YouTube links, Cornage. It's crazy that people are putting that on Jada because Will is, again, 40, 50, 60 years old. And y'all talking about it's toxic, and you're only saying it's toxic because she had the entanglement. But there was a few weeks ago where the reporter attempted to claim that there was infidelity, and Will stopped that reporter from saying that and said, no, there's no infidelity, there's no unfaithfulness, there's nothing that me and Jada do not share with each other. Which automatically voids out the toxic element that people are trying to put on Jada. They talk this shit out. And for all the years since we've been grown, we've been hearing that they have an open relationship. And even when that thing first came out, I feel like we heard that. They had communications. Will knew about it. It was nothing new to him.
So I'm still confused. I feel like he overreacted and that had to come from somewhere else.
Yeah, it was a buildup of something, but we don't know what that is.
And it's also like she's out here putting all of your relationship stuff out. If y'all are gonna be this open, not her, he was on the show crying over there too. If they're gonna be putting all this stuff out there, then just you recognize that you're making Will look fucking crazy. So like be honest about what's really happening. Just say it. And I'm one of those people like this is absolutely none of my business. They don't have to talk about anything they don't want to talk about, but you're already putting all of your business out there. So like justify his part of the story because he's looking crazy.
Yeah.
Like she's chilling. Everybody's like,
she's that bitch.
Yes.
But
and then
people,
got the strings, and he's just out here.
But there's no Will Smith is that man, okay? Like he's popping the way she's popping. It ain't no way that he's not out there getting women the same way that she's getting men. We just don't know about it.
He's not popping the way she's popping.
Just because you say he's a cornball, our mamas and aunties are saying, "Oh, well, oh."
No.
And Will, he gets it tight and get it right, just like all these other actors, Jamie Foxx and all of them. He still keeps it together.
If Will is doing anything on the side, it is with a man. Okay.
Allegedly.
This is not even based on
allegedly.
Based on anything except for what the fuck I think. Okay. This is not a fact anywhere.
If you watch Wendy Williams, you say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly. This was the thing, the long essay about Jada. Will Smith did not, in capital letters, slap Chris Rock because he disrespected her. He, like everyone, laughed at the joke, but when he realized his wife was offended by it, he had a save face by slapping a comedian for telling a joke. Any woman who makes you feel like you need to protect her by committing a crime is toxic. Jada has shown how toxic she is by cheating on her husband already. Will Smith did, in capital letters, nothing to that guy. Their relationship is doomed, and he's taking his frustration on Chris Rock. What a shame.
Yeah, like how Mo, how could we write that? Like you have no clue.
There's a lot of leaps and jumps.
The way them cameras cut and pan, and you have no clue what he was laughing at. Of course, that goes together with it. Chris made the joke. He was open mouth laughing. Jada did not laugh. But again, on a longer clip, he was already laughing at a previous joke that Chris was giving. I feel like that joke was about them as well. And then again, Will does not take that title of being cheated on. They do not claim infidelity in that relationship because they communicate about what's going on. August Alsina has hung out with them kids, been in them houses. August Alsina has also said Will gave him the approval to be with Jada. None of this is a secret, cheating, toxic, none of that. People have mutual communication to go and lay that loin in other places.
Cuckold relationship, yo.
Shut up.
It is real. It is real.
Not the cuckold. Don't y'all go look that up, okay?
Go get you one, because
Listen, they're out here living their best open life. They're claiming it ain't happening no more, but
he's unhappy. He's not living his best.
Do you really think that?
I think he's very sad. Yes, I do.
And I feel like that's why he went up there and slapped Chris, because y'all keep saying that he's sad and pitiful and weak.
So tell us the truth, Will.
He's not sad, pitiful, and weak.
That's how he looks.
And that's why he had to go up there and prove a point.
But he didn't. He just made himself look cornier. Because he's acting.
And it was the no emotions for me. He went and slapped Chris. He walked away with a straight face, kind of with a smirk, buttoned his shit up. He looked back to see if Chris was about to run up on him. You know, to look back, you feel somebody on your neck, your hair raising. He looked back while he was buttoning it up.
He deserved it. That's why.
And then he said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
And at that point, because you can have a crazy moment. Now you're having a whole crazy night. I would have had to jump off the stage. and been like, what y'all gonna do to me? He just hit me.
Steve Harvey said he would have had the interaction back in the dressing room, man to man.
Yes.
And then you could have put all the paws on him that you needed to put, if that's what it was. But like Chris said, he was like, it was a G.I. Jane joke. G.I. Jane is a bald-headed, strong woman. These women shave their heads all the time, Mo. How do you feel about it?
I think it's...
If somebody made fun or reference you to be G.I. Jane because you were bald-headed.
I mean, I don't feel any type of way about stuff like that. First of all, this is not my real hair. My actual hair is very thin, and it has been my whole life. And I lost weight, and my motherfucking hair fell out even more. So I keep this long shit on my head because this is what makes me feel good when I go outside. Now, if I decided to go outside with a bald head, I know my motherfucking head is bald. So if somebody made a joke about that shit, I would understand why. Just like I was very heavy before at certain times in my life. So if I went outside, the expectation was that a nigga might make a fat joke because I'm fucking fat. I know what I am. So it's like you making fun of me is not really going to hurt my feelings too much because I know how I'm walking outside. You know what I'm saying? And I know what I'm doing out there. Whether you control, you know, the weight or the hair or whatever, if you can control it, you do what you can and you go out. Yeah. Do you want people making fun of you or whatever, blah, blah, blah? No. And you can avoid those situations as much as you possibly can. Like if you really felt that way about your hair and you really did not feel good, which is valid, then like stay home, sit this one out, like watch TV with your family. You don't have to be there. If you need to take a moment for yourself, you don't need to be on the scene. Like if I feel like if you're that sensitive, if you feel like you're that sensitive to a joke, you don't need to be out right now.
Will is going to backhand you with the knuckles. I feel like she did it to make a statement. I feel like since Red Table Talk, they try to be bold and make a statement. But I feel like Jada's been bald for years. She's been bald for years. I feel like she's been bald for years, whether it's the head wrap or whatever.
Yeah. Her hair was short for years. She did the Low Down Dirty Shame years. She had the little blonde pixie.
I want to know what India.Arie think about it. She done cut her, and Erykah Badu. They all done cut their hair a couple times.
You know, it's not that big a deal. And
it's one of our styles, man or woman. You go get that fade, you go get that baldy, and you rock it, alopecia or whatever.
I feel like even if she does have cancer, right? Because that's like the worst thing that we're thinking, right?
That could be related to it, yeah.
So even if she does have cancer, I still feel the same way. We are not all up in your business. We're not asking you to tell your story. We're not trying to pry or anything like that. You sat in a front row at an award show. There was comedians on stage, and those comedians are going to make jokes, and they're going to make jokes about the things that look most obvious because they want their jokes to land and be funny, and that's something everybody can see and most older people can reference. You're bald, you have a bald shaved head. G.I. Jane was a bald military woman who shaved her head, and so you could be the next G.I. Jane.
Right.
He could have literally, if he wasn't joking, he could have said that as a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jada, you could be the next G.I. Jane.
He's a full superhero.
Full. It's too much. Do you think that the culture is too sensitive?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's been a joke in itself for years. The sensitivity of every community. I seen a post the other day, and I'm not saying that I agree. And it said, you can tell if you see somebody with their pronouns in their profile, you automatically know that's somebody that's bound to get on your fucking nerve.
That shit is mad funny.
Because who gives a fuck? He, she, they, them, their. But I see myself, look, pronouns in bio is normally a dead giveaway. That person is annoying as shit.
That's mad funny.
But the thing for me is I literally operate thinking about that shit now. I was out walking with my dog. I ran into a young lady who was she was a tomboy, and I immediately was like, they, their, them, because I didn't. At first I was like, she's saying hi to you. I was with a little kid too. I was like, she's saying hi to you. And then I was like, shit, they're, like, you don't know. And it's too much to put onto the plate.
It is.
Like, I can't put that shit in my profile because who gives a fuck? I don't like being called sis, her, she. But again, people don't give a fuck. I used to hang out with a friend who you'd be like, girl. And I'm like, yo. That ain't for me. Please no. And they literally was like, all right, girl, whatever, girl. And that's what it is. Like, you're adding something more to this. Like, it's not that big of a deal. She wanted to be Tupac, Lord. Listen, the homie is on a roll tonight. Will is coming for your ass.
Allegedly, she wanted to be Tupac. Kimi taught me. Allegedly.
Allegedly. They had a meme where it was her face with a straight face and it said Tupac would have shot him. They ain't letting Will live.
No, Will gets
she in love with Pac. She in love with August. Will had to show y'all where the fuck he was from. Okay? And he chose Chris Rock. I knew Chris Rock wasn't going to hit nobody back before anything like this happened.
Stripped him, pushed him on his way out or something. Just a shove. An old fucking elementary school playground shove. He should have just pushed him and made him fall.
And then it was a picture. Chris was down like this, but his fist was balled up. They was like, Chris thought about it. It's just a mess, and it's like, ghetto.
Really be messed up.
It's gonna really be messed up.
Imagine he do that shit and break two bones in his fingers because they at that age. Oh my
gosh! And this is all the people are talking about.
I found it, as I said, I find it very, very, very interesting because there are so many things involved in this one moment because it's the biggest award show in this country, I don't know about the world, but in this country for sure.
For them, for actors, yeah. It's for actors, it's the biggest. Mm-hmm.
And then people were, and I know I said this already once, that they were both Black people and cut it out.
And with our climate.
Yeah, and then everybody was saying like, well, if they weren't Black, would people be saying that they represent the entire race? If it was white, would it just be, you know what? But they're not white. Like, they're two Black men, and I feel like they should know better. Don't do that to each other out in front of these fucking people. Mm-hmm. Go have a conversation. Like, that's the respectful thing to do, unless you have absolutely no respect for that man, which is what I feel. Because come on,
yeah.
You have to have imagine being on the street, like just a regular person, and somebody, the funny guy out of the group or whatever, makes a joke about your girl. You go and smack dude. It's a fight. Nobody's walking away. Oh, yeah. Play me like.
Oh yeah, ASAP. I don't think it matters who it was. It would be a fight. Like, I feel like we would have been rolling around on the stage. Because first off, you're embarrassing me. I'm a grown man. You coming up in here smacking me on national television in front of all of our colleagues. They're talking about ticket sales went up. We're in a culture where everything pops off after something major happens. That's not a big hurrah for Chris. No. My tickets, I've been selling tickets. He's doing a comedy show with Kevin Hart. They're headlining together. Okay.
Ooh, he better tell the motherfucking jokes. He better tell the jokes. He better tell every G.I. Jane and Oscar.
I feel like people are going to continue these jokes just for what it is. Like, we're comedians, and this is what it is.
Ooh, Chris Rock better. Ooh, I chew the whole family up.
You want him to keep grinding the folks up?
Ooh, he better.
Chris shouldn't have learned a lesson?
No, what lesson? Will, you gonna have to kill me?
Yo, that is cray. It really happened.
Madness.
It really happened. I don't feel like it's a representation for the culture, but we sensitive because we got so much shit going on.
And
like, why are you doing this?
These are our like elite famous people, yo.
His mom says she's never seen him go off before.
Will Smith's mom? He's having a mental breakdown.
People talked about his quick switching of emotions from the laughing to the slapping, back to laughing. But everybody's a psychosocial analyst.
But we have to also remember that Will Smith is an actor. Like,
so they started putting out clips of him teaching a kid to fake slap, this and that. I'm like, y'all just tying anything the hell together. It could be anything. We will never know.
But I know that it's wild. That's all I know for sure is that it's a very crazy moment for me.
It's going down in history and people will continue to be talking about it for a year or so.
I really feel like our culture, as you know, America's coming to an end, right? Like we know this. I've had this theory. No. I've had a theory since I was in high school when I was paying attention to school, being nerdy. America is a superpower. It became a superpower because it was a new country. The people who came here were prisoners and all the bad people that nobody wanted from Britain. They came. They were some thugs. They came that thug life ass shit.
Yes.
Free labor force for hundreds of years.
Mm-hmm.
In business, if you have free fucking labor, you're going to make money. And if the people who are here are some bullies, y'all gonna make money quick. They came, conquered a bunch of stuff, became this big like icon or whatever, became like, you know, the most important country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Every country that gets built up, they eventually have to fall. We actually like don't have anything of like real value except America's fucking value, like our stock is hype.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, we exist on hype because people want to be here and they think like it's a certain.
They want the Lambo and the mansions and the money, and it ain't easy to get none of that shit.
You know what I'm saying? That
the freedom
does not exist here for real. It may be better than other countries, some other countries, but it doesn't exist here for real. And I think people now are really, because of social media, because it was all hype, now people are actually being able to see like the experiences of the people who live here. And they're like, yo, what a shithole country over there. Like,
yeah.
What is like our actual culture? Fucking hot dogs and baseball? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody is divided. They try to give this idea of a melting pot and stuff like that. It really isn't. Like, it's a weird place. And I do think it's going to fall soon. I don't know how I got into that conversation. It was about the Will Smith thing. Like, so like this now with after Donald Trump, the way he broke apart of like what it meant to be a politician. Now, like the other people who have been holding their composure in these positions or whatever, feel like they have the freedom to like act up and do whatever they want as well. I don't like it. I also feel about famous people that's what comes with the territory. I'm sorry, like you are famous. People are going to pry. They're interested. They want to be in your life. You can reveal or not reveal whatever you want. I believe in people's choice to be as private as they want.
Everybody does that because most celebrities get offended by a lot of stuff and they're like, but you're famous. And to me, I don't feel like that's a legitimate reason, but fame, you're in everybody's eye and everybody's in your business.
That's it. And there are so many people who, actors, actresses, whatever, who decide not to be in the public eye and they do not live famous lives. No, they may be not as popular or as famous, but like, do you love what you do or do you love the fame? If you love the fame, then the people are going to be in your business. That's what it is. Because you don't have to be out there like that.
Right.
There are plenty of people who, living lives. They don't do no interviews. They don't be all up in your face. They do their little work or whatever. Kyla
you
Pratt,
see the people hide. Yes.
I adore her. She works. She be working and you don't ever see her nowhere too much. She is minding her business.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people like that. And you can just go on, but Will likes being famous. He likes that shit. So you were the cool guy for a long time. You made the money, the blockbusters, you had the family, everything was amazing. And then shit got bad for a little while. We looking at you crazy. Now you want to slap niggas on stage in award shows. Like, what? Will
not slap niggas on the stage. Yeah, I thought he just had something to prove. He had it to prove. I don't think it had nothing to do with Jada. Maybe because she had the straight face, he was like, oh, okay. I can't do this again.
Somebody was like, if he's mad in March, wait till August.
Okay. That's what they were saying. Like, imagine August. Jesus.
That's funny.
Because I feel like a lot of people feel like the weakest thing you could ever do is let somebody have your wife. But that shit is more common than we know. Way more common than we know. I don't even think it's a weakness.
It has a name. It's called a cuckold.
Or swingers.
Swingers.
You're watching your partner be with somebody else. And that's what you like. That's what you approve. That's what you into.
I wonder if would you enjoy something like that?
Would I enjoy something like that?
I think I'm like discovering this a little bit. I think I'm kind of into like the voyeuristic kind of
I'm thinking about the fluids and the transferring of things. And I mean, if it's a healthy, safe situation, I'd be open to it.
What are you interested
And
in?
the thing is like, how do you do that without knowing the people? Because knowing the people is too close to home. Not knowing the people, you need to do a full background check.
Yeah.
And I just watched this show on Amazon called Voyeur.
Okay.
Where the young couple moved in together for the first time. And every day they were watching a couple across at another high rise. And that's what their relationship turned into.
Just watching them?
Watching the couple at the other apartment. But of course it opened them into other shit. Scandal, cheating, murder, obsession.
A real story, or is this like a fake thing?
I don't think it's a real story, but it was really good.
Okay.
Check it out.
What's it called?
Voyeur.
Okay.
It popped up. They must know that I have something. They must have something deep down that they know about me. But
things don't just pop up out of nowhere. You said something, heard something, somebody Googled something, and they said, "What you need?"
They listening.
They listen. I feel like I might. I don't know. I feel I would possibly want to see. I feel like I'm interested. Like,
yeah.
I don't think if it was like a controlled thing.
And we have swinger bars in our areas that are close to home. Like, to say that's how common it is.
Yeah.
Like we can go to Atlantic City and go to a swinger bar, and you don't even got to participate.
Don't talk about my favorite place like that.
I know. That's why I had to say it. And you could just be there and looking and watching. You could just be looking and watching. Like, that shit exists. Because people like you to
shut up and stop talking about AC.
People like you to just look. People want you to participate. Like, it's different situations. And Will and Jada ain't aliens for having that as a part of their relationship. No. It's just that they're on the front line. So we know. Like, we're like, what?
And I told y'all, I said this before on another clip, that my aunt lives out in Cali. Her husband was a construction, contractor. I don't know what the fuck those people are called. And he did work on a lot of like celebrity houses and stuff. And they did work on Will and Jada's house. And he invited them to like the housewarming or whatever, of some sort of party, something like that. And she was telling me, like, one, that they definitely are swingers. Like, she told me this years ago, like decade ago, or something like that. And all I remember from that comment was like, one, that they were fucking swingers, and they had like a leather room that had like leather floor, ceiling, walls, everything. And even the floor, like when you walk in, like everything was just like all black and leather, and like other like spaces like that. Because he was like in the rooms building the spaces or whatever. I was like, interesting. And she was like, the party, they got to walk around, like see everything.
Not the leather room. Ooh. The people are out here living like that. And it's more common than we think about. Your mama, your aunties, all your family members is into it.
You sure? Because you told me they'd be sleeping in separate bedrooms.
Your grandmamas. Yeah, and I feel like separate bedrooms is not that you don't love each other or don't like intimacy. But it's a form of you having your space, taking that break. Maybe that's how you like to unwind. I don't think that separate bedrooms mean that your relationship is down in the dumps. Some people like to cuddle. Some people want a whole fucking bed.
I don't like that. I'm talking to somebody right now, and I think I might dead him because I like to.
Because he want a separate bedroom.
No, he don't want a separate bedroom. I'm like, yo, I like to be held. I want to cuddle. And he was like, well, I don't cuddle. And I'm like, so
damn.
And told me that he likes to sleep with the air conditioner on. So I was like, you want me to be cold, and then you ain't even gonna reach out to hold my.
He don't do a part-time cuddle like you. If you fall asleep cuddling, you're not waking up like that.
No, I'm trying to wake up wrapped.
If you wake up, you're going to be separated.
No, we're gonna be like that, and I don't care if your body is sweating onto mine while you're sleeping. I don't move when I sleep. Once I'm down, I'm down.
So yeah, you would have to sleep on my leg and on my arm, and then I wouldn't be able to move. But other than that, we're gonna be separate. We're gonna be separated.
No, I'm joking. But like, I want to fuck like. Anyway.
I feel like I go to sleep like that. I go to sleep wrapped up, tucked, locked, and keyed. But in the morning, I'm turned the other way.
No, I don't move when I sleep. So if I fall asleep that way, then that's how I'm waking up. And if you don't move, we're glued together.
I feel you.
But it don't even gotta be all that. But how you just gonna be like, I don't cuddle?
Yeah, that's wild. You don't cuddle watching a movie. I can't lay in your lap. You can't hold me like a lot of people aren't into the touch, being close to it. But I feel like you still give a smidge of it. Like, let's fall asleep like that. Let's sit close.
I haven't been around him too much, so we'll see. Like, that could just be some shit that he's saying.
Definitely.
But like, why the fuck would you even say that?
Okay, we really did a full Oscars smack episode
because it was too much.
Help the people.
Big. It's too strong. It's too wide. It don't fit.
A thump boom, boom, boom. Deuces, everybody. A dun da 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 da.